Hello there, RetroTech 120p challenge fans, as I'm sure you are. This one is Ring Rage by Taito, a wrestling game I've not heard of, probably avoided because it's got digitised actors, which is always a big ugh for me when I play games. Very much of the time. It's pretty much the Mortal Kombat equivalent of WrestleFest by Taito, if that makes sense. If you're looking at a Street Fighter comparison. So yeah, the RetroTech 120p challenge is this. You have as many goes as you like, but as soon as you press record, you just got 2 credits. And I'm going to Calgary. Calgary. Oh, where's that? So yeah, I make a boo-boo in this because you can basically you can not only can you continue from where you've got to, but you can press one player and you get your strength back, just that you can in WrestleFest. And I do it at some point during the gameplay and don't realise I've done it. So after this, I went and played through the whole thing again, thinking I've only used 1 credit, but I hadn't. I'd actually used both. So I've given you, as is the proper way, I've just used my first playthrough because, a bit of a spoiler, where I get to, you can't continue. And you see that bit where he's poking him with a fork there? That is an Abdullah the Butcher move. I chose these 2 guys, so I've got like this military fella and this fella with a blue mask on. Because they look most like wrestlers I would recognise. So they look like the guy with the blue mask looks a lot like Van Vader, so that's why I chose him. And I chose the other guy because he's sort of an amalgam of Abdullah the Butcher, the Iron Sheik, and Sergeant Slaughter. So I went, oh yeah, I love those 2 because they look like recognisable wrestlers. No one in this game is a real person, as far as I'm aware. I've got Cyndi Lauper as my manager on the other side, and then there's a sort of a Reverend Slick stroke Jim Cornette character on the other side of the ring. But yeah, it's, you know what, as digitised games go, I don't mind this one. This is alright. Sean, I was expecting the worst, and I still don't think it's that very good. But yeah, don't mind this one. Pretty good. So what's the history of this game? So it is a game by Taito that came out in 1992 on the F3 system board. Obviously, a clear inspiration is WrestleFest and, I guess, Pit Fighter and Mortal Kombat. It has 3 modes in it. We've chosen to do the tournament mode in this, so if you're going to be doing your challenge a bit later on, and you should if you've never done one before, as well as if you have, there's 3 modes. There's the Battle Royale mode, which I think there's it's not like the WrestleFest one with where you're all in the same ring. You can move around apparently in the Battle Royale match. I didn't actually play that one. There's an extra match which is apparently a single match with multiple rounds, and then there's this, which is the tag tournament, which has got, as you can see, alternating cage and non-cage matches where your managers don't appear. And I'd like to send like another WrestleFest game before they went to that WrestleMania stuff. In fact, that's what this is, isn't it? It's sort of like a cross between WrestleFest and WrestleMania in the arcade. That's wrestling's Mortal Kombat. What an idiot I am. It's even by Midway. What a twat. Surprisingly, there was a Game Boy version of this that was released in January 93, which was just a one-on-one fighter, so there's no tags in it. So yeah, there's that. And what else can I say? Not a lot, because you and I and everyone we know want to hear the genital facts. Now, I've covered very recently, we did another wrestling game, but there is still more sex scandals from the wrestling fraternity. So I'm going to give you wrestlers who have worked in the adult industry. And I know last time we covered Hulk Hogan and Paige and Sonny, but some of them were unwitting porn stars, weren't they? Whereas these are people that have chosen that life. So first up, we've got Buff Bagwell, who was a muscular wrestler in for WWF's competitor, WCW. He was quite high on the card, or like quite a big name at the time. And he went on, when he left the wrestling industry, to work as a male escort, charging women $3,000 a night for his company. And the company was called Cowboys for Angels. So I don't know if he had to wear a little hat for that. Look at that guy. Very skinny for a wrestler, that guy, isn't he? Then there's the Bubba Ray Dudley, who is one of the most decorated tag team wrestlers of all time across all the major companies, both in the US and Japan. He went to work with Ron Jeremy, the famous Ron Jeremy, who did you also know was in Ghostbusters? See if you can spot him in Ghostbusters. And tell me in the comments below where Ron Jeremy is in Ghostbusters. So yeah, he worked with Ron Jeremy, and they directed an adult film, because it was one of Bubba Ray Dudley's ambitions was to work in the adult film industry. For his friends, gave him the opportunity. They were porn moguls Rob Black and his girlfriend Lizzie Borden. Then there's another porn director who was pretend vampire Gangrel, who you may remember being the frontman of The Brood, which was like Edge, Christian, and him, and then I think the Hardys were in it as well at one point. He actually directed many movies, with the first one being Miami Rumper Shakers 2. There you go. Sean Waltman and China, they filmed a movie while they were courting, inverted commas, called One Night in China. Funny title. Then poor old China hovered around the adult industry for a while, even dressing as She-Hulk before she passed away some time ago now. Shelly Martinez, Mickie James and Candice Michelle were also briefly with WWE in the 2000s. In fact, Mickie James made a comeback, I think, at one point. And all three had some history filming fairly softcore porn. So some of them were nude, some of them I think were just sort of for feet fanatics, and some was like I think S&M and bondage, but it wasn't anything particularly disturbing, unless you're like, I don't know, Mary Whitehouse or something. I don't know. Sunny, who I think I'd covered again before. Well, she's now going to jail for a long time after killing someone while driving under the influence. Which is a bit naughty, isn't it? Horrible person. She did a few hardcore porns and even offered to share a bed with lonely male fans, where they got to do absolutely nothing, just lay next to her and have a picture taken. Perhaps a little bit after her heyday as well. But by far the most prolific wrestler, pun intended, porn actress Tylene Buck, otherwise known as Brandy Wild, otherwise known as Major Guns. I'll let you guess which of those is her porn name. She's got many films in her back catalogue since making her porn debut in 2006. The best titles were their Seymour Butts Arse Hunts and Peach Girls Nothing Sweeter. So yes, that's old Tylene Buck. Much research was done for this, and considering that this is a sort of a joystick waggler as well, you know, my arm's done a shift. So yeah, brilliant. There you go. There's your genital facts of the week. Hope you enjoyed them. I know I enjoyed laying them in your ears. So yes, I also want to make an announcement that you're lovely people, and you need to, if you haven't before, joined us in this escapade. Look, Cyndi Lauper's blowing you a kiss there. I don't know if that is Cyndi Lauper or some sort of what's her name, Sherry Martel, I don't know. But yes, please do join in the challenge. You get to fight men wearing Y-fronts on the outside of their leather trousers, as I am now. And one of them, I think, even wears a bra. So they're supposed to be, I think, like a cross between Demolition and the Legion of Doom, these guys. I think the blonde one's supposed to be a little bit camp. He's, you know, like there was that thing. He's got has kind of a mincy walk. There was a thing in the early 90s, where there was a lot of sort of very stereotyped gay men as adversaries. There was one in Vendetta who used to shag lampposts. The Streets of Rage 3, I think, they cut the gay fella out of that. So yeah, but it's just a thing, isn't it? Like scrolling beat 'em ups, you had like women were always dominatrixes, and they would have whips. I don't know what that's about. Like Poison had a whip, didn't she? Am I making that up? Maybe she didn't. Poison didn't. But certainly the girl from Double Dragon did, the girls in Street Fighter, and I'm sure that I could name some others if I sat them sort of long enough. Like, I think there's ones in Vendetta, definitely. But yeah, there's a fair few out there. And as you can see from the bottom corner there, you see where it says buy in. At some point, I must have pressed start. And what that does is it re-gives you back your health. So I can't remember if I did it in the last round or this one. But watch out for that, because you'll end up doing the whole game again. But you can't continue on this particular level if you lose, which might tell you what happens. Yeah, so this is the championship match, and you can continue, I think, on any other mode apart from... in any other battle apart from this one. But as soon as you get to this battle, you cannot continue. They don't let you. They're like... I think they even give you a note saying, see you again soon, bye. Which is nice of them, you know. Nice opponents. It's a bit of a seesaw battle, this one. I like the referee's chinos as well. And it's really cool that you can actually beat up the referee, isn't it? That's really cool. Not for him, obviously. It's probably disappointing. Bad day at work for him. But, yeah, it's nice that you can pummel his face in with a spanner. And I quite like that the managers get involved as well and throw in, like, weaponry. So, yeah, there is stuff to like about this game. And I was prepared to defecate on it for its look. But you know what? I don't mind it. It's not the best wrestling game in the world. That's WrestleFest, arcade-wise. But it's not the worst. It's perfectly middling. And what can you say about that? Not a lot. But that's the end of my battle. Stay tuned this week, because I've got a video on Oggy Doggy on the Commodore 64. Yeah, Oggy Doggy. And then the week after, I've got Brian Jacks. So that's exciting, isn't it? But thanks. I'm running out of time because my not only have I lost my battle, but the thing I'm recording on has 2% battery. So I'm going to say like, subscribe, and thanks, bye.